Hi everyone, how are you? I hope that you are all safe and well and that you're continuing your online classes in our Edmodo portal. So I just wanted to remind everyone to keep on watching the videos, studying the resource materials, and answering the quizzes. And also from time to time, do check in your Reading A to Z accounts. Okay, so for today, we want to talk about using verb phrases. So what are verbs again? Yes, when we say verbs, these are action words, something that the subject of a sentence does. Okay, like in these pictures, you have the verb scream, dance, leap, and crawl, study, learn, and stay at home. All of these are verbs. Okay, so what are phrases? When we say phrases, these are words that could not stand on their own because they do not have complete meaning, unlike your clauses and sentences. Okay, now, how do we form verb phrases and when do we use them in our sentences? Let's begin with our objectives. So firstly, we want to learn how to correctly use verb phrases. And secondly, we want to differentiate among the different types of verbs. Yes, we know that the basic definition of verbs would be action words, okay? But actually, we have two other types of verbs that we would learn about, and they're very important in forming verb phrases. Okay, so let's have a recall right here. What are verbs again? So all of these are actions that the subject of a sentence does, okay? Like walk, sit down, play, watch TV, throw away, fly, talk, cook. Okay, so at this point, you can pause your video, get a pen and a paper, choose any verb in here that you want to write a sentence about, and do it. You can also do this mentally and practice how to write sentences using different types of verbs. Okay, now we have action verbs, helping verbs, and linking verbs making up the different types of verbs, which we are going to use in forming verb phrases. Okay, so as we know, and as we have discussed earlier, action verbs describe what someone or something does. Okay, examples are right here. Look, find, swim, juggle, climb, grow, sing, learn. Now, you have, on the other hand, helping verbs, okay, which helps the main verb describe the action. How are they different? So if you would notice, helping verbs in here would appear before your action verb. That's the usual format they have in the sentence. Okay, so you have the helping verb am, could, be, were, had, shall, would, so on and so forth. Okay, so how to use helping verbs? Let's provide you with an example. You have to couple a helping verb with an action verb or a main verb describing the action in your sentence. For example, I am looking at my computer screen right now. So you have your helping verb am, and then you have your action verb or your main verb looking. Okay, next one. You should learn how to submit your assignments on time, especially reading A to Z assignments. Okay, so you have the helping verb should coupled with an action verb learn. Okay, so helping verbs and action verbs, they go together in your sentence. Okay, now let's go to the linking verb. How is the linking verb different from the two other verbs? So a linking verb describes a condition. These are your sample linking verbs. You have is, are, were, being, am, was, be, and been. Question is, how is the linking verb different from the helping verb? Because if you would notice, is can act as a linking verb. It can also act as a helping verb. Same with was. Okay, you have was in here, you have was in there. You have were as linking verb, you have were as helping verb. Okay, so it depends on which words go with the linking verb in your sentence. Okay, as we've mentioned, helping verbs, you couple them with action verbs, right? For example, could, find, are, swimming, shall, climb, so on and so forth. So linking verbs, usually they link, okay, or they connect your subject and your predicate in the form of a noun, a pronoun, or an adjective. Okay, let's provide you with an example. So I am a student, right? So am in there was used to link the subject I with the noun predicate that is student. I am a student. Okay, so there is no action in there. It only states the condition, the state of the person. If the person, the subject of the sentence is a student. Okay? Another example. We are smart students of Elite International School. So again, you are linking we with the subject noun, with the predicate noun, smart students of Elite International School, using which linking verb? Are. Okay? Another example. So the lessons in Edmodo were very easy. So were, as a linking verb, was used again to link the lessons with the predicate in the form of an adjective, which is what? Very easy. Okay? So linking verbs, usually they come before your predicates in the form of nouns, pronouns, and adjectives, while helping verbs, you couple them with action verbs or main verbs in your sentence. Okay, so please remember all of these because we're going to need these concepts in making verb phrases. Okay, so let's have a short exercise and classify the following verbs as to whether they fall under action verbs, helping verbs, or linking verbs. First example right here is, I traveled to different places last summer. So is traveled an action verb, a helping verb, or a linking verb? If you feel the need to pause the video, get a pen and a paper for you to answer the items, then please do so. Second example, the mountains are my favorite place to travel. Are, do you classify it as action, helping, or linking verb? Last one, I must visit Mount Rushmore soon. Okay, so must, how do you classify it? Is it an action verb, a helping verb, or a linking verb? Okay, if your answers are like this, then you are correct. Okay, so traveled is an action verb. It's something that you do, right? Are acts as a linking verb in this sentence because it's connecting the mountains, which is your subject, to favorite place to travel, which is your predicate. Okay, predicate in the form of a noun phrase, favorite place, it says. Now, must in here functions as a helping verb because it appears before the main verb, which is visit. Okay, I must visit Mount Rushmore soon. Okay, so I hope that you got these concepts and you got all of the examples because now we're proceeding to verb phrases. So now what are verb phrases? It says in here that it contains more than one verb. The verbs could, should, would, or must are followed by another verb to form a verb phrase. Okay, usually the second verb in the verb phrase is in the form of be or have. Okay, so we can understand the definition better by looking at these examples. It could be dangerous in the Wild West. Okay, so you have your verb phrase could be. Why again is this a verb phrase? Okay, it's because it's composed of two verbs. Okay, you have could and be. Same with the second example. I would have brought some granola for a snack. You have the verb phrase would have brought. So you have three verbs in here composed of would and have, which are helping verbs, and brought, okay, which is your main verb or the action verb in your statement. Okay, so I hope that you got that. Now, let's again review the different types of verbs. Action verbs, helping verbs coupled with the main verb in your sentence, and linking verbs that describe conditions and states of being. Okay, now, where are the verb phrases in these examples? Let's try and practice. Pause the video, get a pen and a paper, and do it. Okay, so first example, you have, during the summer, the desert must be hot in the afternoon. So remember that verb phrases are composed of more than one verb. You put them together, okay? Second example, you should have plenty of water with you at all times. So where is the verb phrase in this particular sentence? Third one, if you feel dizzy, you could be suffering from the heat. So again, identify the verb phrase in this sentence. Done? Okay. If your answers are like this, then you are most likely correct. During the summer, the desert must be hot in the afternoon. Your verb phrase in here is must be. Okay? Second one, you should have plenty of water with you at all times. So verb phrase is should have. Okay, third one, if you feel dizzy, you could be suffering from the heat. Okay, it's kind of a long one. Verb phrase would be could be suffering. Okay? Now, we'll try and have some more examples right here. Okay, try it out by yourself. Again, pen and paper ready, and we'll do these items. We were riding the ship to the East Coast when a storm hit. Try and look for the verb phrase. The travelers must have panicked because of it. Third one, it would be helpful to know what the weather will be like tomorrow. And fourth, the sun might be out tomorrow, but you never know for sure. Okay, so remember that verb phrases are composed of two verbs, okay? Now, if your answers are like this, then you are right. Okay, let's have a look at the first one. We were riding the ship to the East Coast when a storm hit. Your verb phrase would be were riding. Were is your helping verb, and your main verb or action verb would be riding. Okay, remember that helping verbs, you have to place them before your main verb in the sentence. Second one, the travelers must have panicked because of it. Okay, so you have kind of a long verb phrase in here. You have the helping verbs must have, and then the main verb panicked in this sentence. Okay, third one, it would be helpful to know what the weather will be like tomorrow. So you have the verb phrase would be. Actually, you have another set in here. Will be. This is another verb phrase. Okay? Next one. The sun might be out tomorrow, but you never know for sure. Okay, your verb phrase in here would be might be. So if you would notice, the helping verbs and the linking verbs kind of change the meaning of your sentences. They also change the meaning of your verbs somewhat, okay? Like if you have the verb were, it would indicate that the action riding has happened in the past and you are recounting it in the form of a statement, right? In here, must have panicked. Your helping verbs must have, okay, indicates that you're not sure, but you are predicting, okay, that the reaction of the travelers was panicky because of the storm that hit the coast, okay? Now, it would be helpful to know, okay? Would be, again, kind of changes the meaning of the sentence. Would be helpful compared to it is helpful, you are sure. But then in it would be, it's kind of suggestive. Okay, next, the sun might be out tomorrow. Compared to the sun will be out tomorrow, you are sure about it, but might be indicates that you are not certain about whether or not the sun will be out tomorrow. Okay, so verbs can change the degrees of meaning, the shades of meaning in your statements. Okay, so I hope that you understood how to form and when to use verb phrases. Stay home and stay safe, and continue doing your lessons. I'll see you soon. Goodbye, everybody.